The next generation of gaming is right around the corner. That is, if Corona doesn't wipe us out first. And it seems while some companies are holding their cards very close to their chests, Microsoft is just throwing it all out there. It seems like ever since Phil Spencer became the head of Xbox, things kind of took a drastic turn from where they were at the beginning of the console generation. If you remember, Xbox One was kind of touted as an entertainment platform, while their approach with the Xbox Series X is purely games. They recently released a slew of information about what we can expect from the next generation of gaming, and it gives us a pretty good insight on what's coming, even from PlayStation side. I'm going to leave the blog post that I'm taking information from in the description down below, just so you guys can check it out yourself. Obviously, I'm not going to cover everything, but there is some stuff in this blog post that I want to pull from. It's been talked about from the beginning that this thing is going to be a powerhouse, and I've seen reports that the GPU within the Xbox Series X is going to be stronger than the Super 2080 GPU for PCs. Obviously, SSD storage is going to be huge for game load times, console boot up times, and where I see this kind of really taking shape is games like GTA 5, where you have to wait literally 5 minutes to load into online, even more sometimes. Games like Destiny, where you're flying in orbit for what seems like the amount of time it takes to do a raid. Quick resume is also a big plus for the console side. I don't know how many times I'll be playing a single player game and one of my buddies will hit me up to play some, I don't know, Apex or something, and I have to like either tell them to wait till I get to a checkpoint or, you know, pass on it entirely. With the quick resume, it sounds like I can just hop out of the game right at that moment, boot up another game, play that game for however long, and then go back to my single player game, and I'll be right there. The question I have about quick resume is how this will impact checkpoints in games. Obviously, games like Dark Souls or, you know, the hard Souls genre, checkpoints are very important, so I don't think it'll impact those. But some games, they strategically place their checkpoints to force you to go through a series of events before you hit the checkpoint, just so you can experience it all together. I wonder how that will interrupt the flow of those kinds of games. Smart delivery is also another really cool feature. This is also something that prevented me from wanting to buy an Xbox One when I had the Xbox 360, and with GTA 5, you bought the previous gen version, well, current gen at that time, because that was the only version that was out. And then when next gen came out, they released the game again, but then you had to buy the game again. And like you could keep your profile and all that stuff. I believe Destiny was the same way. I think I remember playing it on 360 and then having to buy it again on Xbox One. But smart delivery is a really cool feature, and Microsoft has said that they're gonna support it with their first party games, so Halo Infinite, that kind of stuff. So even if you don't want to upgrade to the next gen right away, you can, you know, rest easier knowing that the games that you're buying will come with you to the next gen. And games like Cyberpunk 2077 have said that they're on board as well. CD Projekt Red, the good guys of the developer world, it seems, they said that they're not going to double dip. And it kind of makes me wonder if this is going to be a standard going forward, with Microsoft just throwing that out there. If developers do say that they're going to release a different version, how that's going to work with the community, if they're going to receive any community backlash, or if this is just so brand new that, you know, people will let it slide. But this is interesting stuff nonetheless. And here we are, next generation of game compatibility. Microsoft has been promising us, you know, full backwards compatibility, and here they confirm it. So it goes back to the original Xbox, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. All those games you can play on the Series X, and that is huge. When I was on Xbox 360 and I made my transition to Xbox One, one of the hardest decisions that kept me back from doing that was the loss of my library. And that's one of the things that made me like envy the PC crowd, and kind of one of the reasons I am part of the PC crowd now is because, you know, when you upgrade your parts of your PC, you don't lose your game library. So the fact that, you know, Microsoft is doing full backwards compatibility all the way to the original Xbox, goddamn, that's fucking cool. And this kind of leads me to a question for Sony. I know that they had kind of a hard time getting backwards compatibility for the PS3 just because of how they designed it. I'm really curious to see if the PS5 will have full backwards compatibility all the way to the original PlayStation, or if they'll have to pick and choose. So all in all, it seems like Microsoft is taking a very consumer-friendly approach with this generation, which I'm very happy to see. I really can't wait until Sony does their press conference or whatever they're going to do, just so we can see what they're doing in retaliation. I think that they're playing kind of a hold the cards close to your chest kind of game. They want to see what Microsoft's going to do first before they react. And to be fair, Microsoft does have an uphill battle. A lot of people are in the Sony ecosystem right now just because of how this generation turned out. And that's what happened with me with the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One. I wanted to stay in the current ecosystem that I was already a part of. I imagine that a lot of people will be feeling that way too when they make the leap to the PlayStation 5. Anyways, what do you guys think about next gen? Are you hopping into next gen right away? Are you gonna wait and see how it plays out? Do you already have an allegiance to a console before they even come out? Let me know all this in the comment section down below. If you like the video, feel free to pound that like button. Feel free to hit that subscribe button, ring the bell to get notifications. And with that, happy gaming, Squatch out.